Hi guys, it's Nina from VRFocus. I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Victoria Chang. I'm Director of Vive Arts at HTC.
So we're here at the Royal Academy of Arts and we're surrounded by beautiful art, all of which sort of is integrated with a virtual reality experience, which is a floor below us. Can you tell me a little bit about how your relationship with the Royal Academy of Arts developed, why you decided to do virtual reality, and the artists that are putting their installations here?
Yes, so our relationship with the RA started last year, the result of which was a project called Virtually Real, taking place in the RA for about a week or so. And the reason being that is RA is not only an art museum, but also an art school with a history of 250 years. And from the very beginning, the RA's core teaching technique is live drawing. So people, our students sitting down and learning their artistic techniques from making drawings from models or even live models. And the RA school sees that virtual reality, among other latest technology, has really big impact on the art students' learning and creation, and also later on another different implication, which is the appreciation for the society of art in a very different angle. So the RA school decided to invite 3 of the art students and recent graduate of the school to experiment with virtual reality as a new fine art medium. So the end result of the virtual reality work, and also the 3D models printed outside to be physical sculptures, were shown at the RA. That's the Virtually Real project that you went to. And that exhibition, although it's short, it is so positively impactful in the way that so many museum professionals and artists saw that result of what virtual reality can bring into the art sector, that in this entire year, so many things have sprouted out in the cultural sector relating to VR. For example, very recently, Tate Modern opened the Modigliani exhibition, which is the largest ever retrospective of this important Italian Jewish artist ever held in the UK. Part of the exhibition is actually a dedicated area for virtual reality, where visitors are invited to sit down, put on the headset, and then get transported into the early 20th century Paris studio that the artists lived and worked in. So that's also a very different way of virtual reality being used in the art sector. But that's something we have been very pleased to see, that in the cultural field in this year has so much going on, precisely for our past relationship with the RA, who has been pioneering this. So today, actually, after that, is our second massive collaboration with the RA, which is this exhibition you can see from live here. And behind me, you see one of the 4 very renowned British artists who is creating new works using VR. So these are the works by Jonathan Eel, who basically did 3D scans of himself and then have it transported into virtual reality environment in Google Tilt Brush. And then he created further in the Tilt Brush environment, and then at the end used this concept or this imagery that he created in the virtual reality world freely to be transported back into the physical world, where he created this broadcast work.
Wow, and then downstairs you've got 3 different virtual reality experiences. One of them has to do with, I guess, sculpture or architecture. The other one is going through a painting, and the other one I think has to do with a chair. Yes. Can you tell me a bit more about those individual experiences? You've got a Vive headset for each individual experience. I suppose it's about 2 to 3 minutes long that you get to try it out. And this will be, I guess, the second time running that HTC Vive is available to the public in a cultural artistic space. Are you guys very interested in sort of bringing across arts to the public for the very first time and people trying it out, people who would never otherwise try virtual reality before?
Absolutely. So the virtual reality works here and also our other cultural institutions, the partners, VR experience, are all going to be available to the public worldwide. These virtual reality artwork, art experience, or museum, cultural related VR content are all gonna come up to Viveport and also other content platform for audience around the world to be able to see what's going on, say in a gallery in London or at a museum in Paris. Yeah, so that's very exciting.
So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're able to access what Vive is doing in the different museums and be able to integrate and actually kind of be part of the museum without actually being in the museum. So when are those experiences coming to Viveport and other platforms?
End of this year.
End of this year. And how much will that be? Would it be for free or would it be?
Yes, the RA experience are going to be free to the public to see. And the other three that you were talking about downstairs are the first one being the work of the architect Fashi Musafi. The middle one, in which the audience is invited to take on the responsibility of being an architect, to experience how as an architect you have the power to create physical experience freely, actually, even more freely than what a real architect would do in the physical world. So you are invited to change the physical conditions surrounding you in the Italian dome, which is one of the classical architectural structure, very fundamental for all training for modern days architects. So that's one. And then another work is by Humphrey Ocean, whose chair you actually see here at that corner of the gallery. Ooh. So what happens with Humphrey is that he basically is his first time to create in virtual reality. So he actually experimented different apps that he can choose from to create the works. And at the end, he chose to create this imagery in his mind, which is a chair in Google Tilt Brush, in which the chair basically symbolizes, say, how an art student, when he was doing his study, he would be sitting there on a chair with his legs down and doing the drawing himself. So that's actually what you can see in the VR experience and also in the sculpture here. And in the VR experience itself, when you go downstairs, you put on a headset, what's going to happen is that you basically enter his studio and you see this chair, but on top of that, you're invited to do your own artistic creation, surrounded this chair and maybe interact with the painter or the art student that you have in mind. And then there is also a soundtrack that's a music selection that the artist composed. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. And then on top of that, the artist basically printed the chair he created in the VR environment into that sculpture you saw here in the gallery.
Oh, fantastic. And the third experience is where you kind of go through a painting. Yes. And it's like a walk-through guided experience. What is that, an actual existing painting?
Yes, it was an 18th century painting by Hamilton that the artist chose to set the scene. And then when you're downstairs, when you enter the experience, you basically walk within the painting. You have a physical encounter with the sculptures that's in the painting. And then you can actually see the new sculpture work Inka Shonibari, the artist, created, which also sits right here in the gallery.
I actually asked the woman, I was like, wait, is that this sculpture in the painting, is it in the same era? Because it's really completely two different areas of art. But that was incredibly interesting. So these are obviously examples. So you've been here before, you're doing the exhibition again. What are the dates that this exhibition is running for that are open for the public?
This one starts today until March next year in 2008, which is an important time for the RA because in the coming year it's the 250-year anniversary for the RA, during which they will open a new extension of the museum behind by Chipperfield. So it's a very exciting moment for RA and for us to be here at this time.
Incredible. And are you doing any other, I guess, partnerships with museums around the world where you're bringing art and HTC Vive and virtual reality together?
Yes, so most immediately at the end of this month, actually on the 21st of December, it will be at the France National History Museum out in Paris. In which the audience, when they then visit the museum, they will be able to see this virtual reality installation in which the visitor will learn about the story of evolution.
Oh, wow. So that's a
different
an art experience, so that's an almost educational experience.
Yes. I wouldn't say it's an art experience, but more of a educational, as you said, educational museum audience engagement experience that talks about what other parts of the gallery is talking about in a different way.
Fantastic. And I guess you're looking to expand around the world, doing more things that have to do with museums and arts and educating the masses about virtual reality.
Sharing what virtual reality can bring to the cultural sector and to the general public.
Fantastic. Well, is there a website that we can go to find out more about Vive and the arts program?
Yes. You can visit our website, arts.vive.com.
Fantastic. And head over to VRFocus.com if you want to find out more about virtual reality and what is going on in that space. And thank you so much for your time. Come over to here to find out the exhibition, learn how virtual reality is being implemented into real life sculptures, and I will hopefully see you there.